I'll fight them. I'll take on the government. I'll even go to court and face charges. But I'll do what Sun Tzu said. When you fight your adversary, bring him into your territory. Don't fight him in his territory. So my territory is here, UK. When I signed the statutory declaration on 18th of April 2008, 2 years ago, within 24 hours, the Attorney General announced, 24 hours, the Attorney General announced that I've signed a false statutory declaration. How did he know? He had not read it yet. He heard I had signed and he declared it's a false declaration. You don't even know what I signed. The next day, the IGP announced I had signed a false statutory declaration and they're going to take action against me. How do you know? How did the AG and IGP know I signed a false statutory declaration? You have not read it, you have not seen it, you have not investigated it, yet you've already prejudged it that it's false. I said, fine. If I've signed a false statutory declaration, charge me. So they brought me in for interrogation and I took them on. It says, this SD is based on information you have been given? Correct. And the person who gave you, you know? I know. You known him a long time? Very long time. Longer than I've known my wife also. Okay? Are you prepared to reveal? Who gave you this information? Yes. Tell us. I said, no, not now. Bring me to court and he will come to court. He will come to court and he will confirm, yes, I told Raja Petra this is from me. I told him to sign this SD and that I'm going to confirm whatever he signed as what I told him. They refused to charge me for signing a false statutory declaration. They signed me for what? They charged me instead for what? After investigating, after announcing, after doing everything, they arrest me. In fact, they didn't arrest me. Okay? They phoned me. Are you free tomorrow to come to court? I said, yeah, no problem. Why? We're going to charge you. Okay? They phoned me. There was no warrant of arrest even issued. They just phoned me, you free or not? They say, you're not free, morning, what time free? I said, no problem, morning. Oh, I can even negotiate what time someone. I said, I'll go. I'll go. And I walked into court. I waited, I hang around there. My lawyers were there. They said, what happened? Don't know. Who called you? I said, this officer. Where is he? I said, don't know. We've been hanging around 3 hours. I called up the officer. I said, what happened? You asked me to come to court. I come to court. Oh, sorry, wrong court. Can you go to another court? You know. So we cooperated just based on a phone call, and they decided to charge me instead for criminal defamation. When they read the charges out to me, 3 charges, I told the court, these charges are defective and mala fide. Then the AG got worried, the prosecutor got worried. He quickly went over to my lawyer. Where? You know, where defective? Huh? My lawyer said, no lah, you should know. We fight it out lah. No, you tell her where defective. You know? They said, we're not telling. Your charges are defective and mala fide. And I told the judge, these charges are defective and mala fide, and I do refuse to answer to these charges. I shall not respond to these charges. The judge says, oh, so you plead not guilty. I told the judge, I shouted at the judge, I did not plead not guilty. He should have cited me for contempt, actually. I did not plead not guilty. I said I refuse to respond to these charges. Oh, we're going to take that as not guilty. I said, take it as how you want. I'm not cooperating with this trial. So we're going to set bail. I said, I refuse. I refuse to accept bail. I refuse to pay bail. You want to let me walk home? I'll walk home. And I'll come back to court. You set bail? I'm not going to accept. I said, look, you never issued warrant of arrest. You phoned me. On your handphone somehow, not even on your official phone. You requested, am I free to come to court? And I came to court to be charged. Why do you need bail? I'm not going to accept bail. Then my lawyer stood up. They wanted 10,000 bail. My lawyer stood up and said 5,000. I told my lawyers, I never authorized you to negotiate for 5,000. Now, Your Honor, I'm sacking my lawyers. I'm going to act for myself. Now, my lawyer panicked, please lah. I've never been sacked in open court in my whole life. So the judge said, okay, stand down. Let's have a short recess. So the judge came back and said, how? Okay already? So they were called in chambers. And then I think my lawyers as well as the prosecution. So how? Your client refused bail, what are we going to do? So the prosecution said, Your Honor, he's a very stubborn person. He will not back down. You convince him lah. I tell him to accept lah. So the lawyers came out, please Pat, accept bail. No, I'm not accepting bail. They put bail. I'm not going to cooperate. You let me go home, fine. Because there's no justification for bail. Once you put bail, that means I will not be coming to court. I said no. So they decided, the judge said, okay, I'll put bail at 2,000. Everyone got shocked. The prosecution asked for 10, my lawyers asked for 5, the judge said 2,000. What kind of system is this? Normally it's either 5 or 10, but how can the judge himself reduce? I said, I'm not accepting. And I walked off. I walked off to the lockup. And I had the police and my lawyers running after me. I told the police, hurry up, come, lock me away. I am not going to pay bail. I made it very clear. Charge me for my crime. Since you phoned me to come to court, and I came to court without any escort, without any warrant, don't put all this. You put all this, I don't play the game. And I'm not playing the game. Now, you can still come for me. Let's take this game into a UK court. And they're supposed to be here today. Maybe they're outside, I don't know. But and that statement they made, why don't you come back to Malaysia to prove your innocence? Any law students here? They're lawyers here. Any law students? First year law student? Yeah? A first year law student can tell you. A first year law student can tell you that it is not the job of the accused to prove his innocence. It is the job of the prosecution to prove guilt. All I need to do is to raise reasonable doubt. I do not need to go back to Malaysia to prove my innocence, because the onus is on them to prove my guilt, not on me to prove my innocence. You want to prove my guilt? We have the British courts here to do it. And there's not going to be any phone call from somebody or somebody's wife that I must be sent to jail for the rest of my life. This is a level playing field.
It'd be nice to have some action on this side of the